If you joined us for Summer STEAM Camp Session 1, Life Cycles, you've been working on a decomposition study with me. So the very first week we filled up this little mesh bag with some leaves. 2 weeks later we came back and looked at them, and mine were starting to break apart into smaller pieces. Here it is 2 weeks later again. Let's take a look. I've just had a couple staples in the top that I'll undo. Open up the bag here, and I've got a tray that I'm going to dump all those pieces of leaves out onto. Let's take a look at what we've got. Let's see. I remember 2 weeks ago, a lot of my leaves still looked almost whole. They were still almost leaves. Now, most of them seem to be broken up into smaller pieces. They have a lot of holes in them. Like this one, they're really starting to look like they've been eaten through, and they're a lot thinner than they were. Even this leaf, which was a real thick, tough leaf, is already starting to kind of fall apart and disintegrate. Let's see if there's any little creepy crawlies in here. You might have something small enough that can fit through the mesh. Let's see. Oh, I think it's going to be too small for you to see because it's so small. It fits through the mesh. Right down here, I have a couple little tiny millipedes that must have crawled through the mesh, and they're helping to break down the leaves into all these much smaller pieces. Besides the big leaves themselves being a lot thinner and kind of worn out looking, I have a lot more little tiny particles of leaves here. This is an important part of the decomposition process. These very small animals that you can really see well under a microscope, but you might not even be able to see here. This is really neat to see all these tiny pieces of leaves this time. I love seeing the changes. If you have your decomposition study booklet handy, make sure to draw what it looks like in there. There's my pictures from the first week when I had a lot of leaves that were really whole. And this is from 2 weeks later, my whole leaves and my broken up pieces. This time, I'm going to draw a lot of what I see here, many, many small pieces and really thin leaves that are starting to break down. Go ahead and do yours, then put it back into your mesh bag and seal it up, put it back outside.